The Pleasantville School District happens to have a student population that is primarily Latino. And we're happy to welcome the first Latina superintendent, Dr. Marilyn Martinez. It's all here on the next Latino Motion. Join us.
Latino Motion with Bert Lopez is presented by Latino Motion Public Affairs Media, a New Jersey nonprofit corporation. Join us online at www.latinomotion.tv. Find us on Facebook and YouTube. We encourage your comments and contributions for show topics. Funding for Latino Motion is provided by Atlanticare. For more information, call 1-888-569-1000 or visit atlanticare.org. Atlantic City Electric, energy for a changing world. And South Jersey Gas.
Welcome to Latino Motion, a weekly interview show highlighting issues impacting New Jersey's Latino community while advancing understanding of Latino cultural heritage and contributions to our society. And here is your host, Bert Lopez.
Buenos dias and welcome to Latino Motion. Joining us is Marilyn Martinez. She happens to be the Latina leading Pleasantville schools. Dr. Martinez,
Gracias.
Welcome to Latino Motion.
Thanks so much. It's a pleasure being here.
So, obviously, you're the superintendent of schools in Pleasantville.
I am.
And the first Latina, to the best of my knowledge, in that role.
I do have the privilege of serving in that important capacity, yes.
Let's talk a little bit about, because I know that you've been in this role for a full school year, not fully a calendar year yet. Certainly, you're coming into the new district. Tell me more about your background. I know you've been in education for over 24 years. Tell me a little bit about your journey.
So my calling and to serve in public education began in high school, where I wanted to really improve schooling for other people's kids, particularly in areas where I grew up. And so I pursued a degree in education, and I've had the wonderful journey of serving and grew through the ranks, mostly in Philadelphia. I was a teacher and served in leadership roles, including principalship and of elementary and high school, and was fortunate enough to work as a regional superintendent and also superintendent of schools. So being here is what I really enjoy doing.
And I'm sure for a Latina, it wasn't easy, right? Certainly, you've been engaged and you know the in and outs in terms of education. But tell me, how difficult is it for a Latina to advance in higher education?
So to put it in perspective, there are roughly 600 plus districts in New Jersey, and there are less than 20 superintendents that are Latino. And so when you have 17 or roughly 17 or 20% of the student population or population in New Jersey that is representative of Latinos, then I believe that there's some work to do to increase representation in leadership roles in education.
Now, you're in a unique position in Pleasantville because I understand the majority of students in Pleasantville are Latinos. Is that correct?
Yeah, there's a significant number of Latinos in Pleasantville. I believe the number is somewhere around 70 or 70+% of students.
Well, that certainly is a big number.
It's a significant number
And
of students.
it's sort of unheard of that you would happen to have a primarily Latino district where you happen to have a Latina as a superintendent. So that's a great thing.
It's a great opportunity, yes.
It certainly is. Now, tell me a little bit about, obviously, I believe you're from Puerto Rico, igual que yo.
My parents are from Arecibo, Puerto Rico, but I'm first generation here. Actually was born in New Jersey.
up in North Jersey.
I was born in, yes, North Jersey.
Yeah,
And
so,
grew up in Philly, so I have the best of both worlds.
so tell me a little bit about, in terms of what you had to do to, get into administration, right? It's one thing to follow a education, go to get your degree in education, become a teacher, but it's another thing to become an administrator, right? And that has its own set of challenges. Tell me more about that.
So it does. As I said, education is it's my life calling, is what I want to do and continue to do until I can't do it anymore. But I wanted to lead in ways that could transform schools. And so having an understanding that becoming a teacher was the gateway, if you would, to understand what needs to occur, and then going and pursuing a master's and doctoral degree, but serving in leadership roles, having opportunities to serve in committees and gaining more experience, and having an opportunity to just lead in ways where you become involved in changing what's happening in leadership in schools. So I think that one of the things that where I was fortunate is that I became involved. I served in different advisory boards and Hispanic task force, and it opened the doors of opportunities to become involved in areas of discussions where we were talking about policy changes and issues pertaining to Hispanics and Latinos in public education. So I think that becoming involved in the discussion and the dialogue of what needs to change is part of becoming a leader. And then just pursuing the administration requirements and becoming an administrator is what then gets you there.
And all of that sounds great, and certainly there are still very few Latinas in those roles. But let's even begin, I guess, at ground zero, teachers, right? As far as the representation of Latino teachers, Latinas or Latinos, it's underrepresentation, right? We don't have enough Spanish or Latino bicultural in the classrooms. Tell me more about that. How can we improve that?
Well, we have a lot of work to do because I think that many of our students today are not choosing education as a career. And so we have to be able to provide access to our students in the benefits to becoming educators. And so that starts in schools, right? That starts in giving them access to the why for public education, the why to become an educator. And I think that going into universities and college like Stockton and other universities in the area and reaching out to students that are pursuing educational degrees, and meeting with them and allowing them to understand and visit our schools and how they can participate in improving our school systems. So I think that those are some of the ways where we can attract teachers, but certainly we have a lot of work to do to improve having not just teachers, but school leaders in positions where we can effectuate change, not just for the Latino students, but for all students. We not only serve as role models for our Latino students, we serve as role models for all students. I think that's important. It's an important piece of the dialogue.
Absolutely, and certainly the fact that we have so many little, or the numbers so low in terms of Latinos in the classrooms teaching, also goes to another point that that's not necessarily a career choice that maybe parents relate to their kids, right? A doctor, a lawyer, and maybe education isn't there on the top list as one of the key education.
That's an issue, it's a national issue, right? I think that teachers in general, we need to be able to position our view of teachers very differently and our value of teachers. I certainly believe that teachers, becoming a teacher and educator is one of the most important roles that we have, not just in our own country, but in the world, because they make the difference in educating other people's children, and then educating themselves. And I think that
So we're going to continue this discussion. We want to talk a little bit more about how we could help our Latino students become successful as well. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with more Latino Motion.
Latino Motion with Bert Lopez is presented by Latino Motion Public Affairs Media, a New Jersey nonprofit corporation. Join us online at www.latinomotion.tv. Find us on Facebook and YouTube. We encourage your comments and contributions for show topics.
Welcome back to Latino Motion. We continue our discussion with Dr. Marilyn Martinez, Superintendent of Schools of Pleasantville. Dr. Martinez, we were talking certainly about a little bit about your background and how you took that education track to become an educator, a teacher, principal, and certainly superintendent of schools in a predominantly Latino school district, Pleasantville. But you indicated it was over 70 or close to 70% in terms of the number of Latinos. Let's talk a little bit about what needs to happen to make those students successful. And I know that specific challenges for urban districts and particularly for minority students. Talk to me about some of the things that are important to make our students successful.
Some of the things that are important is, number one, as we spoke, is having representation and making sure that we are giving access to individuals who want to serve in leadership roles, including teachers, serving as counselors, school leaders, and being able to effectuate change in decision making. But there's also areas in which we need to provide opportunities for students to have access to programs that are going to meet them where they are. And so being able to have dual language programs, bilingual education, that really serve to use their language as an asset, that includes not only a culturally responsive way of teaching and learning, but that our students can feel connected to what they're learning, and they can use their knowledge and experiences in building meaning to the information that's presented to them, and that they can engage in the classroom. And what's also important is that students feel that they belong. Latinos come from various countries, and they come from different socioeconomic backgrounds with different experiences. We have to have schools where the culture and the climate is receiving our students, that they're receiving parents, and that they see themselves as part of a school community that embraces them and embraces who they are, and they see themselves as being able to be successful in school. So being able to provide programs that allow them to be successful, like advanced placement courses that use their language, for example, Spanish for native speakers, which can accelerate their own learning so that they can achieve a biliteracy seal upon graduation. I also think that we need to ensure that there are social-emotional opportunities of learning that can help them through their transition into our public school system.
Let's talk about the diversity part in terms of making sure that no matter where a student comes from, that they're welcome in the classroom, right? That there's a welcoming environment. What does it take to build that? Because it's really a systematic fix, right, in terms of making sure that it is a welcoming environment. I mean, I've been to an office here and there where you feel like they don't want you there, right? And certainly that's not the kind of environment you want to build for the students. So tell me how you think that comes about in terms of improving that learning environment.
So I think it starts from the beginning, right? The reception of when they enter our public school system and how parents receive information about how we do schooling. And so making sure that we have almost like a one-stop welcome center, registration center, that allows parents to have the appropriate information about our district, about our policies, about how we do business, and how we're going to serve their children, and that we are servants in capacities of being able to meet them where they are and provide them resources so that they can best use the opportunities that are available to them in our public school system. But I also think that making sure that our counselors work together with families, that they can speak with families and students, that we provide opportunities for our teachers to learn more about how to respond to our students and to our parents, and that what we use in education in terms of cultural context, the readings and the material, that it is inclusive of the experiences and the backgrounds of our students. The fact of the matter is that Latinos have contributed not only to this country, but to the world around historically, and that information needs to be included in how we educate our students. So being able to share with them that they matter from the moment that they enter until graduation, and giving them all access of opportunities, not just for learning, but how to improve their future by attaining post-secondary education. So getting access to the opportunities upon graduation, whether it be VOTEC trade schools or 2-year college programs or 4-year college programs, they need to know what's available to them.
Yeah, that's very critical, certainly preparing them for the next step, right? It's not just high school and that's it. By getting them prepared for the next stage. And you mentioned a great deal now. As a superintendent, what are some of the things that you think or you have done or think that needs to be done to continue to improve in that environment, and particularly meeting students where they are?
So one of the things that we're doing in Pleasantville, and I'm really happy about, is that we are, the board has approved a really great opportunity to bring in some social, emotional, and mental health services, particularly for grades 6th through 12th grade, so that we can begin to provide services to kids who really need to understand how to better self-regulate and how to have safe spaces to address their own issues and concerns in safe places so that they can have opportunities to be successful in the classroom. And so we're increasing those services. Meeting with parents and trying to listen to parents. And so I'm providing more access and opportunities so that I can meet with parents and listen to their concerns about how they view schooling for their children. Being able to provide our dual language program. This year we provided a pilot in one of our elementary schools, and we're moving forward with our middle and our high school to increase in a dual language program as well. And so being able to provide Latin American studies for the first time next year, as well as African American studies, are great opportunities for our students to understand their historical background and the asset that we bring from our cultural and experiences and in history, and so that they can apply it to their own learning and experiences today.
That's amazing. And you mentioned particularly parents. Now, we know that parents play a big role in the education of their students, and so does the community. So we're going to take a quick break, but want to cover some of those topic areas when we come right back.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with more Latino Motion.
Latino Motion with Bert Lopez is presented by Latino Motion Public Affairs Media, a New Jersey nonprofit corporation. Join us online at www.latinomotion.tv. Find us on Facebook and YouTube. We encourage your comments and contributions for show topics.
Welcome back to Latino Motion. We continue our discussion with Dr. Marilyn Martinez, Superintendent of Schools of Pleasantville. Welcome back. And we were talking certainly about supporting students, and we did close that last segment talking about the importance of parents being engaged. Tell me more about that importance and how you get parents engaged in your school system.
We certainly are working towards improving our parental engagement. The reality is that parents matter, and it takes a village to educate students. And from my perspective, my role, as well as those who work with me, is to serve parents and their students, and they give us the children they have. And so it's our responsibility to make sure that we meet them where they are. And so being able to provide them access to learn about our policies, to learn how they access our programs, providing more opportunities for them to engage with us in learning what's available to them is how we can increase parental engagement. We are going to have a focus group in our middle school to really listen to parents and gain from them their thoughts and ideas about how do we improve schooling for their children. We're also going to have a conference, bilingual conference for our parents on May 18th. I'm excited about that. And we want to really provide an opportunity for our students to, for our parents to have an opportunity to share with us and to learn. Latino Institute they're going to facilitate our conference on May the 18th. And so we're expecting a great turnout. We want a great turnout. We want our parents to come and join us.
That sounds great. And certainly, once the parents feel welcome and engaged, it certainly helps overall for teacher engagement. You also have ongoing parent-teacher meetings, association meetings as well.
We do. We have teachers that really care about our kids. They want to participate in the process of transformation. And I'm excited about giving them access to what is important, right, in terms of how do we make schooling different for students, and we create opportunities where all of our students are learning successfully and they graduate on time and they feel good about coming to school. So it's important that we have strong communication, not only with parents, but a bridge between parents and those who are teaching and leading in schools.
I know many Latinos have a number of jobs. It's difficult for them to get involved and engaged, perhaps with their students. But we do see that when the kids are younger, I see a lot of parents walking their kids to school. They seem to be a lot more focused when they're younger. And then when they get to middle and high school, it becomes a little more challenging to get parents involved. Is that the case?
It is the case because parents are busy, right? They have other responsibilities just as part of their daily life. But we in Pleasantville are trying to provide access to parents with really creating opportunities at different times to meet them. So at this time it's going to be in the morning, but we're providing afternoon meeting time. The point is that we want to reach as many parents as possible. We want to create online opportunities for parents that aren't always available to do an in-person conference. So it's really finding the different ways to provide access to all parents is what we're striving to do in Pleasantville.
Let's talk about a little bit about the community, right? Because obviously community plays a big part as well. Tell me a little bit about the engagement your school system has with the community.
Coming in and learning about Pleasantville and the community itself, it is an amazing place. It's a great community. I think it's very rich in history and tremendous leadership opportunities for our students. I'm very happy about most recent partnership with the Pleasantville Rec Center and the Coalition of Safe Communities. We are providing together opportunities for kids to engage in a program that they have because of a grant where they're going to get fishing opportunities, they'll learn to wrestle, and they'll learn to box. And I'm so excited because regardless of gender, our students will get an opportunity to engage in learning about these 3 different programs that are not just about the activities themselves, but they're about learning about who they are in self-discipline and self-regulation and what matters in engaging in these activities with others. And so we're excited about that initiative.
You have to give my regards to Perry Mays with the coalition, a great guy. I've known him for many years. Now, I know that this is your first year finishing up, coming in new. How do you envision the school system going forward next year or 10 years from now? in terms of the improvements in Pleasantville?
I'm really excited about the work that we're doing. Our vision is to ensure that we are a district that is providing excellence in an educational program, quality of program, and excellence in service. We want to be one of the exemplar districts in the state of New Jersey. We want to be known for recognizing that all students matter and being able to provide services, diverse services, so that we can really ensure that every student is belonging, that they are being successful, that that their needs are being met. We want to be a district where we are collaborating and partnering with our community members, our business partners, that our students get access to as many opportunities of apprenticeship, of serving as interns, shadowing other leaders, and just having opportunities to really dream about what is possible, because we're giving them access, and that they're graduating on time, and that our students, all of our students, are graduating prepared, being able to engage in this world where they can thrive. And that's how I see Pleasantville Public Schools, as a district where we are a beacon in our community and recognized for excellence.
So this will be your first graduation.
Yes.
As the superintendent coming up. It's in May.
Here's June. June 20th, here in Stockton.
There you go. Are you excited? You're looking forward to that day?
I'm very excited. It's a wonderful day when we send out young people into their next chapter in life, and with the belief that they're going to make a difference in the world around them and this community and in whatever they do. So, and actually Stockton is a great partner of ours. We just signed a memorandum of agreement, not just for the Gear Up program, which is a fabulous program that our students will take advantage of during the summer and throughout the year, but also it's an opportunity where our students beginning to 7th grade will have conditional acceptance into Stockton and all of the opportunities that this wonderful university provides. So it's a wonderful relationship that we want to continue to cultivate.
And you're still hiring teachers for the next semester, right?
So Pleasantville is with open arms receiving applications for individuals who are interested in joining us in this journey of providing a great quality education to our students. It's a wonderful place with many great kids, many great staff, and a wonderful community.
Well, thank you so much. Unfortunately, this is all the time we have. You've been a great guest, and we certainly would love to have you back when you start, after you start September.
Yeah, it's great.
So thank you once again for joining us, and thank you for joining us at home once again here on Latino Motion.
Funding for Latino Motion is provided by Atlanticare. For more information, call 1-888-569-1000 or visit atlanticare.org. Atlantic City Electric, energy for a changing world. And South Jersey Gas. Latino Motion with Bert Lopez is presented by Latino Motion Public Affairs Media, a New Jersey nonprofit corporation. Join us online at www.latinomotion.tv. Find us on Facebook and YouTube. We encourage your comments and contributions for show topics.